How is it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of Beared Down Uncut, where we talk everything Bears every day of the week. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, guys. Even though the Bears aren't participating, still a great day for the National Football League, and we get to watch one last game of football for 6 or 7 months. Today, in episode number 125 of Uncut, we are going to be making our Super Bowl 55 picks. So let's hop right into it. I am your host, Chris Maltby. Today, I am joined with my co-host, Parth Shaw. The setup's looking nice. Podcast is starting to look professional, at least on YouTube. But Parth, how is it going?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm back in Bloomington. It feels nice. And just watched Indiana, beat Iowa.
I was about to say, don't say what I know you want to say. Yeah, Iowa hoops, man. It's tough. But yeah, we've got a big one tonight. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who obviously the Chicago Bears beat earlier this year, as well as the Kansas City Chiefs, and another correlation to the Bears, obviously missing out on Patrick Mahomes. Before we get into it, I do want to ask you one small question, not related to the game tonight. Obviously, you saw Jaylen and I record last night about the bombshell news on Carson Wentz. So sum it up quickly if you can, but what do you think about Wentz, and do you want to see him in Chicago?
Personally, I've been up and down about this so far. At times, I've liked Wentz. I've always thought Carson Wentz was a talented quarterback, and then all of a sudden this year happened, and I was like, what happened to him? And then we look at it, the talent around him has been spotty all the time. I feel like if we give him a chance here in Chicago with the right tools around him, there is a chance we could make a solid run or a pretty decent team. But again, at the end of the day, it's not a long-term solution. So if the Bears want to make a long-term solution, I feel like you got to go to the draft to get a quarterback.
Yeah, and the question is going to be, can the Bears put the right pieces around him? And if you guys are new to the channel and want Bears content, NFL content every day of the week, do us a favor, guys, subscribe. You absolutely crush the support on the Wentz video. We're going to keep posting about that situation in the coming days, as we're sure something's going to go down soon, whether it be Wentz to Chicago or somewhere else. But 6:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight on CBS, Super Bowl LV, Super Bowl 55, the 14-2 Kansas City Chiefs versus the 11-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium. The Tampa Bay becomes the first team in NFL history to play a Super Bowl at their home stadium. Kansas City favored by 3 points. The over-under for the game is at 56. Let's quickly take a look at some statistical leaders from both sides. For the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, I mean, what a year he had. Third in MVP voting, but still had an incredible season. 390 for 588, 4,740 passing yards, 38 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. For the Buccaneers, Tom Brady entering his 10th Super Bowl, 401 for 610, 4,633 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. It really shows you how that guy carries his team and is a presence in the locker room, considering he just switched teams last year. We saw Tampa Bay stuck in the mud during some parts of the season, have some discouraging losses, including one to the Bears, but they are here. They have clicked at the right time, and they are playing some darn good football. Rushing leader for the Chiefs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the rookie out of LSU, has had quite the season as well for a rookie. 181 carries, 803 yards, 4 touchdowns. On the other side, the best year of his career so far for Ronald Jones, the second, 192 carries, 978 yards, 7 touchdowns. The receiving leader for the Kansas City Chiefs, actually a tight end, Travis Kelce, his best career year for sure, 105 receptions, 1,816 yards, 11 touchdowns. And for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another great year for Mike Evans. He was finally able to be healthy for at least most of the season and stick it out, 70 receptions, 1,006 receiving yards, and 13 touchdowns. So today we are going to be making our picks for the Super Bowl MVP as well as our game picks. Parth, let's start with our game picks. Similar to how we did Bears games, let's predict the winner and score and talk a little bit about why we think that certain team is going to win. I'm going to start with you. Who do you have tonight in Super Bowl 55?
I'm going to go with the Buccaneers, 31-27. You can't bet against Tom Brady. Tom Brady has proven it that he can in the big game. I think he's got a lot of talent around him. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Gronkowski, all those guys around him. And that defense is also really good. That Bucs defense, that secondary is lethal. They got really good linebackers. That linebacker core is really good. And I don't see Tom Brady losing this game. I feel like Brady wants to prove that he is the greatest quarterback of all time, and this very well might be the game that proves who's the best of all time between Mahomes and Brady. If we look back,
you think Mahomes is already the best of all time?
I mean, if Mahomes
I think
wins,
he's got some work to do.
He's definitely got some work to do. But
I think you're about to get torn up in the comments section.
Really? You think so? No, I think a lot of people think Mahomes.
I think if Mahomes wins this game, it'll put him on definitely a path to where he could be the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
One day, but he's only been in the league for 4 years, and Brady's obviously making.
I get that, but that's what you said was what I was trying to say. Like, if he gets this win, I think a couple more Super Bowls makes him the best because he would beat Brady, and he's statistically one of the best of all time already. So,
all right, I'm gonna. I came into this episode wanting to pick Kansas City, and as I've thought about it as this has went on, I'm gonna pick the Buccaneers. They're 3-point underdogs. They are playing at home, even though it won't really matter in this one. But there will be a sense of familiarity there for them playing at home. It's funny because Parth said you can't bet against Brady, but on the other hand, you also can't bet against Mahomes, which makes this pick so hard. I think Bruce Arians, it'd be cool to see him get a Super Bowl. I'm not sure if he's ever won one as an assistant. Maybe. I'm actually not too sure about that. He had some good years with the Colts, some good years with the Cardinals. I want to see Andy Reid get a second. I'm not going to be mad no matter how the outcome of this game goes. But I'm going to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, hey, I mean, technically, if Tampa Bay did win this, the Bears would have a direct win over the Super Bowl champions. And that would feel pretty good. But I'm going to go Buccaneers by a score of 35 to 31. I think it's definitely going to hit the over. I think there's going to be a lot of high-powered offense in this game. You know what? It would be so easy to pick Kansas City and just lay down on my back for this one. But I think Tampa Bay is hitting their stride at the perfect time. We saw him play a really good game against Green Bay. I think a Green Bay Kansas City Super Bowl would have been a great one as well. But we're seeing Tampa Bay play their best football in the best time of the season. Playoff time is really showing up. And it's when you need to show up. It's the postseason. It's a brand new script, and they're playing very well. Obviously, they haven't played for 2 weeks, but you know what? I think offensively and defensively, Tampa Bay is going to come in. They're going to play aggressive. They're going to try and get to Patrick Mahomes. We saw them struggle when they played in the regular season against Tampa Bay with Tyreek Hill and such. Let me actually find the exact score of that game. That game was in around the middle of the season, late November, and it was 27-24 Buccaneers lost. But you know what? I think they definitely have room for improvement from that game. That's the game when I believe we saw Tyreek Hill absolutely go off. He had 269 receptions or receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. But you know what? I think Tom Brady did have success against the Chiefs in their first meeting. 3 touchdowns, 345 passing yards, 2 interceptions. I think Tampa Bay is playing their best football right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Buccaneers by a score of 35-32. I think it's going to be a really good game regardless. And once again, the winner doesn't really matter to me. But I've got an inkling that the home team's going to pull it off and complete what would be a magical season for Tampa Bay. So, Parth, before we close this one off, let's talk a little bit about who we think the Super Bowl MVP is going to be. There's a lot of good candidates. I mean, if we're both picking Tampa Bay, you would assume we pick Buccaneers. The obvious answer is Tom Brady, but we could see someone turn up as well. Someone like a Mike Evans, like a Ronald Jones, a Chris Godwin, a Gronkowski on defense, a Shaq Barrett, Antoine Winfield Jr. So there's a lot of ways you can go here. It really just depends on how you see the game playing out and who makes the biggest play of the game, basically. So who's your pick going to be for the Super Bowl 55 MVP?
The obvious pick would be Brady, but to spice it up, I'm going to go with Leonard Fournette. I just feel like, what? I just think Leonard Fournette, gets a lot of catches out of the backfield today and catches it on 2 touchdowns, and you know what? That makes him the Super Bowl MVP, I guess.
All right. You know what? I think I'm going to go with Chris Godwin here, actually. As surprising as that may sound, we saw him have a really successful day when they played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just 2 months ago. He had 8 receptions for 97 yards, 12.1 yards per catch. Also, Mike Evans, 3 receptions, 50 yards, 16.7 yards per catch. And Gronk had 6 receptions, 106 yards, 17.7 yards per catch. I'm picking Godwin kind of out of the blue. I think there's a chance that someone in that Tampa Bay wide receiving core has a really big game. And we saw Godwin have a really good game against them last time. I think the one concern with Kansas City is that secondary might be lacking just a little bit. We saw them struggle against Gronkowski in the first matchup. So as surprising as it sounds, I think I'm going to go with Chris Godwin here. But you know what? If the Tampa Bay wide receivers and tight ends and running backs have a good day, it's going to be attributed to Tom Brady. So wouldn't shock me if regardless of how this one goes, the Super Bowl MVP ends up being a quarterback. But that'll pretty much do it for episode 125 of Uncut, guys. Do us a favor, leave in the comments your score prediction and MVP prediction for Super Bowl 55. Should be a good game tonight. Hope you guys enjoy it. But if you want more content from us, head over to our website, beareddown.com. We're going to start posting columns, articles, and blogs soon. It's been a couple of weeks since we have posted stuff on our website, but once the offseason officially hits, aka tomorrow, we're going to be posting more about Carson Wentz, the NFL draft, and all of this news. So be sure to check out our website if you want more content from us. If you would like to find us on social media, you can head over to Instagram and Twitter and find us at Beared Down. I think we're going to be doing a giveaway in the month of February, so be sure to look out for that. We definitely want to give back to you guys as much as we possibly can. And finally, you can find the links to our social media pages down in the description, me and Parth's Instagram and Twitters. Parth just made a new Instagram account, but he has been posting a lot. Also, we're both very active on Twitter, so be sure to check out our social media to find our thoughts on all things Bears, the NFL, and professional sports. Parth Shaw, going to be a very good game tonight. I expect it'll be a pretty close one, but any last words before we sign off?
I'm excited. It's Super Bowl. Super Bowl Sunday is always, I think one of the best holidays. So I'm excited. And then that's about it. Bear down, baby. Hopefully the Bears make a good move at the quarterback position. But yeah, it's going to be a long ride. I have no idea what's going to happen, especially with this Carson Wentz rumors. I have no clue who to believe at this point.
Yeah, should be interesting to see what ends up happening with this Wentz stuff. But, I guess for my last words, I would say cherish this game tonight. Obviously the Bears aren't there. Obviously we want them in this situation. But this is the last real football we're going to get until the first or second week of September. So enjoy the game tonight. I surely hope it's a good one, and both of these teams have a good game, and we get sent out with a true champion. So, guys, it's been a pleasure to be your host once again. My name is Chris Malpe. Bears fans, as always, do us a favor and stay safe and bear down. Have a good time tonight. Enjoy the game, and we will see you guys with more Bears offseason coverage coming back tomorrow.